So in this episode I'm going to show you how to check your pressure switch for your MIDI units. So first of all we need to make sure there's no water in the unit. To do that we're going to isolate the flow of water in this side, and once we've done that we need to empty the unit tank. To do that we need to empty the water out of the hose or the tap that your MIDI is connected to. So if you found that, you need to drain it. Once we've done that, we need to turn the power off. So we're going to isolate the power on this side. We're looking for no green light. Once the green light's turned off, you're good to go. So your pressure switch is just here behind the vessel, just back here. So to get to that, we need to take off this vessel. There's just a little back nut down here. You're going to spin it to the right. That'll allow you to move this out of the way. You can just let that hang down there. So here's your pressure switch. To get to that, now we need to take off the plug. So unscrew the screw in the middle. Take the cap off. Remove the little plastic spacer. Get your spanner. Undo the pressure switch. There'll be a little bit of water coming out here, nothing major, because you've already drained the system. So we want to make sure that there's nothing inside here blocking it off. Get yourself a little screwdriver, poke it out if there is anything in there, bring it out, give it a wash under the tap, and just make sure there's nothing around there. Most of all, we're going to make sure that is clear. So once it's clear, you can pop it back in. Tighten it up. You don't need to go too crazy. You don't need to crank it right up. So now you need your plastic spacer. There's two little prongs sticking out, and then there's two little spaces to fit them in. So just push it in there on the pressure switch, and the plug has got 3 cutouts, and you've got 3 prongs here. It's pretty obvious which way it goes back on. Push that back on, tighten it back up. So now you can pop your vessel back on, tighten up the back nut again. So once that's all back together, you can then turn the power back on, close your tap, just making sure your hose, just make sure it's closed, and then turn the water back on and it will start filling, and then once it's filled it will stop, and hopefully that will be good to go. So now when you turn it back on and let the water come out, when it gets to a certain pressure it will fill back up again. Okay, if that helped.